Okay, ngayon naman ipag-usapan natin ang instrument reliability. Reliability, it is another important factor that you need to consider when you are preparing or selecting your research instrument. Is you have to test if your instrument is reliable. No? Is it consistent ba yung nagiging result? Stable ba yung kanilang mga questions? And dependability. Yung mga questions ba na yan ay pwede tayong mag-depends sa mga tanong na yan so that we can get an accurate answer to your research questions. So reliability, it refers to the consistency of the measures of an instrument. Reliability, it is an aspect that involve the accuracy of measurement. Tama ba? Accurate ba yung mga lumalabas na data? So there are 4 types of reliability, but before that, let us talk about the characteristic of instrument. When you say reliable, the instrument produces consistent results. When you administer the instrument or the test questionnaire, when administered repeatedly, they get similar results and in similar circumstances. Nagkakaroon din ng consistency that reduces the measurement error. Another characteristic ng reliable instrument ay mataas ang confidence. Confidence in a way that the results are correct. Okay? The questions that we answer or when you do the reliability, it answers the question, if I measure the same thing, again, under the same condition, will I obtain similar results? And that is one thing that you have to consider. So if you get the similar data or similar results, even you give the instrument after a short period of time and you get same result, it means your instrument is reliable. Bakit importante ang reliability? Una, it ensures dependable results. Dependable in a way that natitiwala ka doon sa data na meron. It's because hindi siya nagbabago. Yun pa rin ang kanyang resulta. Nagbabago ang resulta hindi dahil sa research questions. Rather, nagbabago ang resulta depende doon sa binibigyan ng instrument. But probably, generally, the results in the test questionnaires, if it is given to another in a short period of time, hindi siya dapat magbago. Okay? Importance of reliability, it also increases credibility. High reliability increases the credibility of the research findings. Kasi nga, dito nako-consider kung nagiging consistent ang measures doon o sinusukat doon sa instrument. However, reliability alone does not guarantee validity. So an instrument may consistently produce the same result but still measures the wrong concept. So example nito, okay, ito. Nakikita niyo ba ito? Yeah, sorry. Ayan. Itong portion na to. Pwede maging reliable pero hindi siya valid in a way na nakakakuha tayo ng consistent result pero mali naman yung weighing scale, di ba? So ibig sabihin, hindi porket paulit consistent ang resulta, valid na siya, pwede na siya, tama na siya. So you have also to think about the validity. Tama ba yung sinusukat? So in this case, in this example, the weighing scale produces a score, consistent score. Then sira pala yung weighing scale. So it just means that instrument can be reliable but cannot be valid. Okay? Now, we have also types of reliability. The number 1 is the test and retest reliability. The retest reliability, it is achieved by administering the instrument twice to the same group of participants and then compute the consistency of the scores. It is often ideal to conduct the retest after the short period of time. So for example, after 2 weeks, in order to record a higher correlation between the variables and tested in the study. So pwede bang gawin ang test-retest reliability? The answer is yes. Pag nakita at napansin na magka-hawig o similar yung result, ibig sabihin, reliable yung test. Okay? Another, we have also the internal consistency reliability. The question here is, do all items measure the same concept? Okay? It measure how well the items in 2 instruments measure the same construct. So merong 3 way to measure the internal consistency reliability. Una ay yung split half coefficient. Ang split half coefficient, in-obtain by administering a single instrument and measuring only one construct. However, upon computing the result, the item of the instrument are divided into two sets. The results of these two sets are then compared with each other. Okay, so the Cronbach alpha, it measures reliability with respect to each item and construct being examined by the instrument. Ang Cronbach alpha na ito ay mayroong computation. Yung bawat questions ay inilalagay sa Excel and then may computation doon. Tapos i-click natin yung Cronbach alpha, then ilalabas tong results. Ano ginagawa ni Cronbach alpha? Minimeasure ito ang reliability na nakalagay doon sa research instrument. Now, each questions ay nagkakaroon siya ng resulta. Kung ang result ay 0.90 to 1, ibig sabihin, okay na mag-stay yung question doon. Pero kapag yung tanong na yun ay na-compute ng 0.60 or mas mababa pa doon, questionable yung tanong. So, ano gagawin ni researcher? Pwede niya i-replace yung tanong, o kaya naman ay pwede siyang magpalit ng tanong. So, kailangan yung mga tanong ay pasok doon sa acceptable numerical result during Cronbach alpha. May sasagawa ba ito through statistical apps? Pwede. Isang pwedeng gamitin dito ang Cronbach alpha. Nakikita rin ito sa Jamovi. Pwede ba itong i-manual? Pwede rin itong i-manual pero matagal. No? Para saan naman ang Coder-Richardson formula test? The reliability in terms of instrument of a dichotomous nature such as yes or no test. Kapag ang mga tanong ay it's more on Likert scale, pwede yung Cronbach alpha. Pero kapag naman ang mga tanong ay mga dalawa lang ang sagot, ang pwedeng gamitin dito o i-click yung Coder-Richardson formula. Gagawin lang nyo ito. Hindi ito gagawin kasi nga kayo ay nasa experimental research. Ang gumagawa kadalasan nito ay yung mga magpapasurvey ng research. Yung mga gumagamit ng mga non-experimental research. Okay po? Another, pag-usapan naman natin si inter-rater. Okay? Si inter-rater reliability. It is the agreement between the observer. So for example, the two raters scores the presentation. It means it measures the consistency of the scores assigned by the two or more raters on certain set of results. Okay, one of the most popular statistical tools in measuring the inter-rater reliability ay yung paggamit ng kappa coefficient. Yung kappa coefficient na yan, it means that the higher the value, the more reliable the instrument is. A coefficient value of at least 0.70 indicates that the instrument is reliable. Okay? So, for example, may dalawang judge na nagbigay ng score sa inyo. No? O kaya naman, may dalawang pinatingnan nyo ngayon yung papel, yung mga questions, and then nagbigay kayo ng rubrics. At gusto nyo itanong, meron kayong mga set of questions. And then these two subject experts give their scores. No? Si expert A, si expert B, and expert C. Ngayon, meron silang mga score doon sa binigay ng questions. So, para siyang rubric. No? And then, ang gagawin natin dyan, ilalagay nyo yan sa Excel, bigay doon sa Jamovi, and then, i-click nyo yung kappa coefficient. And then, magkakaroon niya ng numerical result. And then, the numerical result, kailangan at least 0.70 ang lumabas. Kapag 0.70 ang lumabas, ibig sabihin na instrument reliable. Pero pwede ba hindi natin gagamitan ito? Pwede, pero subjective siya. So, to make it more accurate, kailangan dumaan hangin yung instrument for inter-rater reliability. And then, gagamitan natin siya ng kappa coefficient. Okay po? Yung Cronbach alpha naman, para naman yun sa internal consistency. At yung Coder-Richardson formula, para yun sa internal consistency. Ang para naman sa inter-rater reliability, ay ang paggamit ng kappa coefficient. Ano naman yung parallel form reliability? So, ginagamit naman natin ang parallel form reliability if we want to make a two version of the same test. So, example, sa test A and test B, they have equal difficulty. Okay, they have different questions but they have equal difficulty. So, for example, gagawa tayo ng isang test, pre-test and post-test. Pareho lang naman yung tanong nun, pero magkaiba ng way kung paano siya itatanong. At ginagawa ito kadalasan during or after the intervention. So, madalas ginagawa ito ng mga educators. So, we use parallel forms, we use test, no? Na dalawa, and then pwede natin siyang i-test kung almost same ba yung lalabas na results. So, paano natin gagawin to? So, parehong results na yun ay ibibigay natin sa respondents, and then titingnan natin yung dalawang resulta kung magkamukha or similar sila ng results. So, kung hindi similar ng results, ibig sabihin, iba yung tanong na nagawa mo dun sa isa. Okay, split half reliability. One test is split into two halves. Sample, compare the first half with the second half. So, kung mayroong consistent score, okay, good. Pero kung hindi naman consistent ang mga scores yan, ibig sabihin, there is something wrong with your instrument. Okay, so reliable research methods, kailangan ay consistent and stable ang mga results. That would help you to understand that your research instrument is trustworthy and dependable.